Okay, so this is a follow-up video that I did a few weeks back when I was talking about finding a bunch of ticket stubs from events, either concerts or sporting events, while I was cleaning my basement, which I still have them all right here. This is pretty much all of them that I have, but I thought I would go through them and see what I had. So here are some of the information that I found out. First, from 1988 to 2025, I have attended 172 events. Now, out of all those years, there were only 5 years that I didn't go to anything. Those years were 1989, 2001, 2003, 2005, and 2020. Now, of course, 2020 was the pandemic when everything shut down and you couldn't do shit. But the funny thing is, the other years, 1999 and the 3 years in the 2000s, were when I was married to my first wife. So that makes total sense as well. That's like you can't do shit either. But the years that I was the most active were actually in the 90s, which was 92, 93, 95, and 96, which, was pretty much my country phase. And those were all in double digits, with a three-way tie for first with 13 events in 92, 95, and 96, followed up by 93, which I went to 11, and 2010 with 10. Now, when it comes to venues, I have been to 37 different venues, with Nationwide Arena here in Columbus being the top spot, which makes sense, with 58 events. Now, followed up by the Celeste Center at the High State Fairgrounds with 19. I saw a lot of concerts there at the Celeste Center. And Polaris Amphitheater, when it was open, at 12. Now, when it comes to locations, I've been to 37 different venues in 11 different cities, with Columbus and Cincinnati being the top two. The furthest that I've been to see any event was Galveston, Texas, which is about 1,204 miles from Columbus. Now, side note, I have family in Texas, so that's how I was able to attend these events, because we were already down there visiting family anyways. Now, when it comes to the types of events that I've seen, I have been to 11 different types of events. That could be circuses, that could be magicians, that could be Broadway shows. But the top two, of course, are concerts and sports. But I have been to 144 concerts, with 112 of them being country artists, which makes sense, 90s, and 12 being rock artists. Now, when it comes to the sporting events, hockey, of course, tops the list with 55, and baseball is second with 10. Now, the interesting fact about the baseball stats is that I saw the Columbus Clippers games many times at Cooper Stadium growing up, but I didn't have any information on what games I went to. But I do know that I've been to a few Diamond Dog nights growing up. Now, when it comes to sporting events, the team that I saw the most, which is probably obvious, is the Columbus Blue Jackets. I've seen them 47 times, followed by the Cincinnati Reds 8 times. Now, when it comes to the Blue Jackets, I thought I would break it down a little bit more and see which NHL teams I saw take on the Jackets. Well, out of the 31 teams, I've seen 22 of them, including the Atlanta Thrashers, who relocated to Winnipeg in 2011. But the top two teams that I've seen face the Jackets are the Detroit Red Wings with 6 and the New York Rangers with 5. Now, before I was a Jackets fan, I was a Rangers fan, and I haven't really stopped following them because the Jackets are around. So it makes sense that I have seen them as much as I have, but I would have figured that the number would have been more than what it is. Also, when I'm looking at the teams that I haven't seen face the Jackets, I was actually surprised, because I thought that in the 24 years of the Jackets' existence, I would have seen these teams. Now, the only two on the list that I know I haven't seen, because they are newer expansion teams, are the Seattle Kraken and the Utah Mammoth. Now, the last thing when it comes to artists that I've seen in concert, I was actually surprised to see who topped my list. It was Trisha Yearwood. Now, granted, the 5 times that I saw Garth Brooks, she opened for him, I think 3 of those times. But besides them, I have seen Brooks and Dunn 5 times, and there's a 4-way tie for 4th with Alan Jackson, George Strait, Reba McEntire, and The Crunch, which is a local band from OU, with a total of 4 times. Now, looking at all the artists that I've seen over the years, a few surprises that I have were, first, then I saw Michael Bolton, because I never thought that would be a thing. Never in my whole life I would see. I don't even know how I even got the tickets to see Michael Bolton, but they had to be free. But secondly, I didn't see Clay Walker more. And the reason why I say that is because I used to work for Clay Walker in 96, and I went on tour with him for about 6 months. Now, of course, I was working for him, but even before I started working for him, I had already seen him at least 3 times. So it's odd because I thought I had seen him more than that. But overall, I've been to a lot of events, at least what I have record of. But it's kind of cool to reminisce on all of the events that I've been to since May of 1988 when I saw Pink Floyd at Ohio Stadium. So let's hope that I can make more memories moving forward, even with my wife and our girls, Gia, who is 23, and Brittany, who will be 12 this year. So hopefully I can make some more memories and we can do, no matter if it's concerts or sporting events or anything like that. So hopefully that will happen. But anyways, comment on this video and let me know about some of the events that you have seen. Which ones shocked or surprised you? Which ones were unexpected, or even ones where something historical or memorable happened? Because those are always cool as well. But until next time, this is B Dub signing off from the Dub Zone.